one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la...
8:30 this morning, we have Austin Symphony Orchestra doing their building blocks performance or presentation.
One of the areas that was a dream of mine to really pursue when I came here was to push technology. I feel like I'm always selling ideas, I'm always selling projects, I'm always selling people on moving forward and doing certain things. And technology was an interesting sell in this community because unless we provide access to technology and training and support here in the building, it doesn't happen outside of the building.
Matthews has about 400 students, about 60% of whom qualify for free or reduced lunch. We serve 4 homeless shelters. We have students from over 40 different countries who speak over 20 different home languages. We do have a high mobility rate. It's about 25%.
The area is one of the poor areas in El Paso. And El Paso nationwide is considered one of the poor counties almost in the entire country. We're serving children in a school that we have 100% free and reduced lunch as a Title I school.
In terms of accountability ratings, for the last 2 years that the TOS was in existence, we were a recognized school. Compared to like schools around the state, we are also at the top of the list.
So if we don't provide access to equipment and hardware and just about anything else that you look at in terms of a good, solid education, real high quality education, it's not going to happen in a home setting.
Okay, you gotta hold that mouse down, that button a little more. Hold it down real hard. There you go. Okay, that's good. See?
Virtually all work that's done by me or by the office staff is computer driven. And Suzanne, any way the calendar for next year can be run off for tomorrow. Are you close to done?
I'll get it done.
Okay. We use a central calendar on our email system. We're plugging in all the dates and events for next year. That way, any one of our faculty can access it at any point.
The district's resources are limited. And so we've had to rely very heavily on external funding through grant processes. The thing is to be aggressive.
The financial applications that we've got have really helped us. Attendance figures, immunizations, addresses, accountability systems in terms of student test scores.
We're pushing. We're constantly pushing. When the TIF grants were still available, we acquired a $100,000 grant for equipment, which just gave us a shot in the arm. We just acquired 2 grants within the space of the last 3 weeks. We also lost out on another grant. 2 out of 3 ain't bad right now for the semester.
Our district is set up for us a prototype of entering what are called informal reading inventory, which gives you an approximate grade level for kids reading. So we can see not only from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, but from one year to the next, how individual kids are doing. That's not data that's asked of us by the district, but that's something we feel we need to have. It's a good indicator for us of how we're doing, and they involve significant teacher-student interaction. So then, too, you can go back to the teacher and say, okay, for this kid who's below grade level, what's going on? What do you need as a teacher to help this child? Do we need to get the literacy specialists involved?
So I think the word of advice to a principal coming into a school and needing to implement technology is not to be afraid of it. Get after it, learn it.
We've tried very hard to send the message that, yes, technology can be used as a tutor, but that is limiting the technology itself, and it's limiting the kids, and it's limiting the kind of teaching that can be done. We do use it for tutorial too, for some pretty basic kinds of things.
Where we really look at selecting software that functions in a constructivist fashion. And what gave us a push in that direction is our association with SEAL. We were selected for the creation of these training modules and the implementation of the training modules.
A program we found and have been using, especially for our recent English speakers, where kids can hear the book in its entirety, or they can go line by line. They can even go word by word. And that provides us an opportunity for the kids to get multiple repetitions of a book, which we know is an essential strategy for somebody who's reading challenging material. The other nice feature about the software is that the kids can record themselves reading it and immediately check back to see how their pronunciation is compared to the standard English pronunciation. It does not replace English language instruction. It helps just as a language lab helps in a say, university setting.
SEAL trained 28 teachers where the trainers provided well over 100 contact hours of technology integration training. People coming in and visiting the classroom and working with them. Those teachers created a critical mass in this building. They became the haves because they began to really push technology and really begin to accomplish things, and the kids were on fire.
Okay, what kind of plants? Well, we need to find the plant. Yep. Now this is gonna be very hard.
How are you doing here?
Fine.
What kind of animals did you learn about?
Cactus wren, roadrunner, camel, jackrabbit, and desert turtle.
So that the people that were not on the same level said, what about us? We want to be able to do the same.
Ruth Kim is a fabulous kindergarten teacher, and for the last 2 years, she's been making digital movies with her kids. Usually the movies are around a book that they've read in class or around an activity that they've done in class. Her work has really caught the eye of some of our other teachers, and so they've asked for assistance in producing their own movies.
This model with this project-based approach is what we have aimed at ever since. We worked with UTEP, the University of Texas at El Paso, and they provided training for 40 teachers in the district on technology integration, and the courses were taught in-house in the district. They also provided a computer to go into the classroom for every teacher that went into that training. We acquired one of the Intel Teach to the Future grants, and one of the Intel trainers was in this building, and she taught 2 cohorts over 2 years of 20 people, and a substantial number of the people were our staff. I really would like to continue with this extensive training that we're doing with the staff. I would like to see us go to a real strong process of online staff development so that teachers can work on self-paced kind of a process.
In talking to other principals here and elsewhere, people feel one of the greatest limitations to technology really taking off in schools is the tech support that would be needed to keep 160 machines up and running and keep our server going. That's a full-time job, and we don't have a full-time staff member. If I can fix the problem, the teacher's happy, the kid is happy, and I'm happy because we're keeping the learning process going. Do you have a paperclip? It also helps to build confidence in the technology. People are less afraid to invest in it and just have greater confidence if they know things are going to be up and running. Right there, you can see a little dot, and that'll forcibly affect. On the other hand, it can easily soak up a lot of my time.
We can't even log on to the server, so we can't even save them to print from another computer.
I've tried to alleviate that through recruiting volunteers. In one way, I'm glad that I'm here and that I can do it. And then while I'm trying to troubleshoot, get an eye on what's going on in the classroom. Hello, Nikki.
You're not wearing your glasses.
I'm not. You aren't wearing yours either.
We do offer a lot of technology for parents in the evenings, on Saturdays. I mean, all the things that parents in other places may take for granted, but that parents here don't understand. And so we are able to do that for the parents. They really are very supportive of school.
In terms of how technology has changed the homeschool communication, we have our website. And our website gives parents a lot of essential information that they can pick up well before they set foot on our campus. Many teachers have set up their own email lists in their classrooms. We know that there are families who just have no access to computers, so email is an impossibility for them. Even so, many more families than you would initially suspect do have email.
It's been a very open environment in terms of being able to just get to work and shoot for the stars, just not hold back.
But I also believe that when school routinely involves computers in student work, our kids gain a pretty high level of proficiency. I do have some confidence that if the kids stay here long enough, they see the computer as not a privilege of the elite, but as something that everybody gets to use and ought to use.
This is a reminder that the technology fair is today, so if you need to set up, you need to start preparing. They're going to set up equipment in the gallery.
My hope for technology is that it's a seamless part of the work that kids are doing in classrooms. It is the new literacy.
What do you need Cesar for? Just one more chair?
The way we've tried to carry out that hope is through modeling effective uses of technology, trying to put into teachers' hands things which will be ideally suitable for their work so that it becomes something reliable and something they enjoy using rather than something that's a chore or something that they're always worried about.
What have we been reading about? Yes.
Basically what they're going to be doing is putting a chicken bone in vinegar and watching the reaction that occurs. What we're going to try to do is capture that using an electronic microscope that hooks up to a computer, and then we've got the computer hooked up to a projector. The teacher was just in her second week of experimenting herself with a digital microscope. I'm thrilled that she came to me and said, what can we do to get this going?
This is an animal bone. Should it have bone marrow? Yes. Okay, we'll see what happens now if I can break this bone.
It's not right. I don't think you should break it on.
Oh. All right.
This is your red marrow right here.
So we're going to pour in the vinegar.
Oh, that looks pretty cool. Milk should cause the bubbles.
Mainly what the technology fair is about is like how you're showing your parents what you do at school
You need some more tables for the technology fair.
and how you get into the slideshows.
While you guys continue, let me get hold of Mr. Franco so he can bring you what you need.
The boss, he's the chairman.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chairperson, get him to work.
With our group from Miss Whitaker, we're going to be doing the cookbook on the internet and the web.
What I think happens here, though, is that teachers see the technology as the final stage of production of student work. It's a chance for a showcase, for a celebration. I think just about everybody has in their mind that if you're going to show your best work to the community at large, it needs to be something more than handwritten paper and pencil.
The purpose of this is to inform the parents about what's possible. Mr. Franco, the students over here in the Galeria are asking if you're going to be able to bring them the other chairs for them to be able to set up for the technology fair. Okay, sir, thank you very much. To create an excitement among the parents about what their children are capable of doing, and to stimulate an interest on the part of the parents for them also to say, well, I want to know how to do this. Yes, ladies.
Like, can we put it right there?
Yeah, it would be fine, except if you leave it hanging too low, somebody's going to...
We're too short.
It's a very powerful kind of a process when the children are able to teach an adult, a family member, how to operate a machine, how to do Excel, how to do PowerPoint, how to import pictures in and out, how to get on the internet and do a search.
We would like to welcome all of you to the Canutillo Computer Planet Technology Fair. The children have worked very hard all year integrating technology into our curriculum, and we would like very much for you all to see the products of what they've done. Please take time to go station to station. Español.
Bienvenidos a la Feria de Tecnología. Queremos que pasen de mesa en mesa a ver los trabajos que han hecho sus hijos durante todo el año. Así que por favor les damos la bienvenida, que disfruten mucho y vayan de mesa en mesa, por favor.
In terms of the parents, invariably, you hear, we want our children to have access to technology. We want them to know how to use it. We want them to be highly proficient in its use and the applications that go with it. It is one of the highest priorities that parents have.
As long as there remains this concern that computers don't stay up and running in classrooms, as long as we don't provide enough tech support to keep campuses running, we will continue to have to justify why we're investing so much in computers. And I would say, yes, it's worth it when you do it fully and properly.
Okay, it's a rough draft. We'll fix it later.
So I justify the push for technology on the fact that our students need to be able to have access to that, need to be competitive. We can't let the fact that they are living and growing up in an area that is socioeconomically depressed. You go down to get a bag boy's job, you walk into the store, they have a workstation, and you apply online. If we don't train our children to have at least even that much knowledge, they can't even access a job like that. A bag boy at Albertsons. I'll do anything that's legal to provide the children what they need. So they have the skills, they have the knowledge base to be able to proceed. I won't break the law, but I will do anything that I can to provide that for them.
On top.
There's flowers in the night. It gets water when it rains.
And technology is a critical piece, an absolute must.